Okay, so today we're diving deep into the world of ultra-endurance and plant-based living.
Uh-huh.
And to do that, we'll be looking at the life of Rich Roll. He's an ultra-athlete and a huge advocate for
Yeah.
plant-based living. All of the information we'll be talking about today comes from rockingultra.com.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a fantastic blog. It's packed with articles for every kind of runner, whether you're just starting out
Oh, wow.
or aiming for, those insane ultra distances.
Yeah.
Rockingultra.com isn't just about like the physical side of running, though.
Right.
They also really dive into the mental part of running, too.
Yeah, which is super important for ultra endurance.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And full transparency, we're actually AI voices just laying out the key points from the articles.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, you can think of us like your super efficient research buddies.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you get right to those good insights. So Rich Roll, he's basically a legend when it comes to ultra running.
He is.
But he didn't just always do this. It was a pretty dramatic transformation.
His book, Finding Ultra, is a super raw and honest account of his journey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the thing that struck me is how he describes hitting rock bottom
Oh, no.
on his 40th birthday. He couldn't even climb a flight of stairs without being totally winded.
Oh, wow.
And that's what really became his turning point.
It's amazing how just like one moment like that can spark such a big shift.
Yeah.
He didn't just start running around the block or anything.
Oh, no.
This guy went all in.
He did.
He eventually even took on the Ultraman World Championship.
The Ultraman is insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 days, 320 miles. It's a double Ironman distance triathlon.
And in Hawaii?
In Hawaii, right? Just picture this. Swimming 6.2 miles in the ocean,
Oh, my God.
then a 90-mile bike ride, and another 170-mile bike ride the next day.
Whoa.
It's mind-boggling.
Oh, for sure.
And then to top it all off,
Oh, God.
a 52-mile double marathon on the last day.
It sounds superhuman.
It really does.
The thing is, though, Rich Rolls aren't always like this.
Right.
He was a successful lawyer. He had just let his health slip.
Yeah, and his story shows that we all have the potential for incredible change,
Totally.
no matter where we're starting from.
It's such an empowering message.
It is.
It challenges the idea that we're limited by our past,
Definitely. Or by our circumstances.
Rich Roll is a great example of that.
Yeah.
With the right mindset and the commitment,
Yeah.
you can achieve things that might have seemed impossible.
It's like you have to rewire your entire belief system.
Yeah.
And speaking of pushing boundaries.
He didn't stop at the Ultraman.
Oh, no?
He took on the Epic 5 challenge.
Oh, yeah.
5 Ironman distance triathlons on 5 different Hawaiian islands
Oh, my God.
in under a week.
Most people, I think, would struggle to even finish one.
For sure.
The Epic 5 was seen as impossible.
Yeah, even in the ultra-endurance community.
Wow.
But Rich, with his ultra colleague Jason Lester,
Okay.
proved everyone wrong.
It just shows the power of human resilience,
Yeah, especially when you're fueled by a really clear purpose. And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Rich fuels all of this with a plant-based diet.
Right.
He's a huge advocate for this way of eating.
Yeah.
And it's not just about performance for him.
For Rich, plant-based eating is a holistic approach to health.
Mhm.
It's about aligning your values with what you do, choosing foods that nourish your body,
Yeah.
and minimizing harm to the environment.
Yeah.
This perspective is becoming more and more popular. Even rockingultra.com
Right.
has a bunch of articles dedicated to plant-based nutrition for athletes now.
It makes total sense. If you're pushing yourself that hard, you want to fuel yourself with the best stuff.
Right.
And Rich, he doesn't just, talk about this.
Right.
He co-authored a cookbook with his wife, Julie Piat.
Oh, wow.
It's called The Plant Power Way.
Okay.
It's packed with delicious recipes
Nice.
and guidance for how to make that change in your life.
Cool.
If you're intrigued by Rich Roll's journey, I highly recommend checking out rockingultra.com.
Yeah, it's a great resource.
Whether you're just lacing up for your first 5K, or if you want to conquer an ultra,
They have articles for everyone.
you might even find some tips from Rich himself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's been featured a bunch of times.
What I really like about rockingultra.com is that they understand ultra endurance is as much mental as it is physical. They have insights about how to get the right mindset,
Right.
and that's applicable to anything, not just running.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's about building resilience, overcoming self-doubt,
Right.
and pushing past what you think your limits are.
And those are skills that can help you anywhere in life.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to achieve something meaningful.
For sure.
Rich Roll's story is such a great example of that.
It really is.
But his story goes beyond just physical endurance.
Yeah.
It's about transforming your life
Uh-huh.
from the inside out.
Right.
It's about aligning your actions with your values and finding your purpose.
And that's what really makes his work resonate.
Yeah.
He's not just an athlete. He's a thought leader.
Totally.
He advocates for a better world.
Uh-huh.
He's a voice for positive change.
And he shares all of these insights.
Yeah.
Not just in his books, but also on his podcast.
Oh, right. The Rich Roll podcast.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little more later.
Oh.
But it's definitely worth checking out if you want to hear more.
It sounds like it.
It's such a fascinating exploration of human potential, resilience, and transformation.
Okay, so now I think we should shift gears a little
Okay.
and talk about some of the main principles that helped Rich Roll transform his life.
Oh.
These are things anyone can use, by the way, not just athletes.
Oh, cool.
So are you ready for some serious inspiration?
I'm ready.
So welcome back to our deep dive into Rich Roll and the world of ultra endurance.
Okay.
Remember, all this awesome info is coming straight from rockingultra.com.
Oh, yeah. They have so many articles for runners of all levels, even if you're just starting out.
It's pretty mind-blowing to think about the mental strength it takes to push yourself to those limits.
Yeah, like how do you keep going when you're exhausted and in pain, you know?
And you just want to give up.
Yeah. rockingultra.com actually has some really good articles on that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
The mental side of it is so important.
it is.
Rich Roll talks about that a lot in Finding Ultra.
Okay.
He really emphasizes that ultra endurance isn't just about how strong your body is.
Right.
It's more about mental resilience, discipline,
Yeah.
and being able to silence that inner critic we all have.
So it's like you have to train your mind to be just as tough as your body.
Basically, yeah.
I'm curious, what kind of mental strategies did he use during those races?
Well, in Finding Ultra,
Uh-huh.
he mentions visualization techniques and positive self-talk,
Okay.
and also breaking the race down into smaller, more manageable goals.
Okay.
He also talks about the importance of mindfulness,
Okay.
being present in the moment, and accepting the discomfort
Right.
without letting it stop you.
That makes a lot of sense. If you focus on the whole challenge, it can be really overwhelming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But like, if you just focus on the present moment
Right.
and breaking it down into steps, that seems much more manageable.
Exactly. And these mental tools aren't just for runners.
Right.
Think about anything in your own life that's challenging, like
Right.
a work deadline or a tough conversation
Yeah.
or a really hard workout.
Right.
Those same principles can apply to anything.
It's about having that mental strength,
Yes,
that fortitude to keep going even when it's hard.
totally.
So it's not about just like gritting your teeth and pushing through.
Not really, no.
It's more about having a bunch of different mental strategies that you can use.
Yeah, that you can pull out when you need them.
I like that a lot.
And don't forget, we're just AI voices here,
Oh, right.
summarizing this stuff from rockingultra.com. There's
Okay.
so much more on their site.
Okay.
And you can find Rich Roll's books,
Wow.
including Finding Ultra,
Okay.
on Amazon.
It's interesting how Rich Roll says you should embrace being uncomfortable.
He doesn't shy away from talking about all of the pain and the exhaustion and the doubt that he felt during those races.
That's one of the things that makes his story so relatable, I think.
Yeah.
He's not pretending to be some superhuman who doesn't feel anything.
Right.
He's honest about the struggle, the
Yeah.
vulnerability of pushing yourself to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes his success even more inspiring.
It's like he's saying, hey, it's going to be hard and you're going to want to quit,
Yeah.
but you have the strength to keep going.
Right.
And that's a really powerful message.
rockingultra.com actually talks about this a lot, too.
Really?
Yeah, that they emphasize the importance of enjoying the journey,
Okay.
the good and the bad, the challenges and the wins that come with pushing yourself.
So it's not about the end goal.
It's not just about that.
It's about growing along the way.
Right. It's about what you discover about yourself along the way.
Yeah.
The resilience, that sense of accomplishment
Okay.
from overcoming obstacles.
Yeah. And those are qualities that can really help you in any part of life, not just as an athlete.
So I think we should talk about mindfulness and mental training,
Okay.
because rockingultra.com talks about that a lot too.
Mindfulness is so huge in ultra endurance.
Uh-huh.
It's about being in the moment.
Yeah.
You're aware of your thoughts and feelings,
Okay.
but you're not judging them.
Right.
And mindfulness is a skill you can learn, just like anything else.
How does that actually work during a race, though?
Well, okay.
You're pushing yourself so hard.
Right.
How do you stay mindful?
Rich talks about using his breath to bring him back to the present.
Okay.
So when he's overwhelmed by the pain or exhaustion,
Yeah.
he focuses on his breathing.
Uh-huh.
He pays attention to each breath.
Okay.
It's a way to ground himself in the present moment
Okay.
so that he doesn't get lost in all the doubts and fear in his mind.
It sounds like meditation, but while you're moving.
It's kind of like that, yeah. Rockingultra.com talks about all kinds of techniques you can use, like meditation, breath work, and visualization.
Okay.
These can help anyone develop mental resilience and focus.
That's what I love about all of this.
Yeah.
These principles are for everyone. They're not just for runners.
It doesn't matter what you're striving for.
Yeah, it could be anything meaningful.
If you want to grow and overcome challenges,
Yeah.
Rich Roll's story shows that perfectly. It's not just about athletic achievements. It's about what humans are capable of, the power we have to transform ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's about living in a way where your actions reflect your values.
And don't forget, we're just scratching the surface here.
Oh, yeah, we are.
If you really want to dive deep into this, head over to rockingultra.com and check out their articles.
Or look at Rich Roll's books on Amazon.
There's a ton of info out there.
Okay, so let's change gears again.
Okay.
And talk about the fuel that powers all of this.
Right. His diet.
Rich Roll's plant-based diet.
So was this like a gradual thing for him? Or did he just switch to a vegan lifestyle all at once?
From what I've read on rockingultra.com and in Rich's own writing, it seems like it was a pretty sudden shift.
Okay.
He says he had that turning point when he turned 40.
Right.
And he knew he had to make a radical change.
Yeah.
Not just for his body, but for his whole well-being.
It sounds like he was ready to just completely change his life.
Yeah, total transformation.
It's amazing how he says switching to a plant-based diet totally changed his health and his performance.
Right. Yeah.
He went from barely being able to climb stairs to conquering ultramarathons.
And he's become a huge advocate for this way of eating.
Yeah.
Not just for the physical benefits, but also for the ethical and environmental parts of it.
So he's not just focused on the personal benefits.
Not just that. Yeah.
He sees it as a way to live more compassionately and sustainably.
Exactly. He often talks about how everything is connected.
Yeah.
How the choices we make affect not just us,
right,
but the planet and everything on it.
Yeah.
His book, The Plant Power Way.
Oh, right. The one he wrote with his wife.
Yeah, Julie Piet.
Yeah.
It really explores this whole philosophy.
So it's not just a cookbook.
It's a guide to living more mindfully and sustainably.
And rockingultra.com has a ton of articles on this now, too.
Yeah, plant-based nutrition for athletes is definitely trending.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
If you're pushing your body that hard,
right,
you want to fuel it with good stuff.
I know going fully plant-based can seem intimidating.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But even small changes can help a lot, right?
Totally. Just adding more plant-based meals into your week can really have a positive effect on your health.
Right.
It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
Trying different things.
Yeah.
And slowly making changes you can stick with.
And there's so much information out there to help.
Yeah.
The Plant Power Way is a good place to start.
Okay.
It's full of great recipes
Yeah.
and practical tips.
It's like having a map to help you navigate the world of plant-based eating.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do everything perfectly right away.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just try some plant-based meals a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by how much you like them.
And if you need some inspiration
Yeah.
or a supportive community, check out rockingultra.com.
Yeah. They have so much for runners of all levels. From beginners to ultramarathoners. It's like having a group of friends who are all passionate about living healthy and active lives.
Yeah.
And they're there to help you along the way.
Having a sense of community is so important,
It really is.
especially when you're trying to do something that takes so much discipline and dedication, and you're pushing your boundaries.
It's good to be around people who inspire you,
Yeah.
who challenge you to be your best, and who are there to celebrate your wins with you.
And that's something you can really see in the ultra running community.
Definitely.
They all share this passion for pushing limits and supporting each other.
That kind of energy is
Yeah.
contagious.
It
Oh,
is.
it can inspire you to push harder and dig deeper
Yeah.
and achieve things you never thought you could.
So it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned runner or just starting out.
Right.
Just remember, you're not alone.
There's a whole community out there cheering you on.
And resources like rockingultra.com and Rich Roll's books are there to help you along the way.
We'll be back soon to finish up this deep dive.
Okay.
But don't forget, rockingultra.com has so much good stuff.
They do.
So make sure you check it out.
Until then, keep exploring and keep pushing your limits.
And keep believing in yourself.
Yeah. And we're back for the last part of our deep dive into the incredible journey of Rich Roll.
Yeah, all inspired by the amazing articles on rockingultra.com.
It's been really eye-opening.
It has. I mean, he went from struggling to even climb stairs
Oh,
to
yes.
totally crushing those ultra marathons.
It's crazy.
Rich Roll's story is like a perfect example of what we can all do, you know?
Right. It goes way beyond just what he achieved physically.
Totally. It's about that human need to grow, to find our purpose and connect with each other.
Yeah, that's something we can all relate to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're into athletics or not.
His journey shows that we can do so much more than we think we can.
Absolutely. It's all about being resilient.
Yeah.
Mentally and emotionally. It's about believing in yourself so you can overcome anything.
That's such a powerful message.
It is.
It goes way beyond just running.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a guide for how to live a better life.
Right. One that's more intentional, more fulfilling.
It's not about achieving some, like, external idea of success. It's about changing from the inside out.
The principles that Rich lives by are so important.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like embracing radical transformation
Okay.
and focusing on your purpose instead of trying to be perfect.
Right.
Using discomfort to help you grow.
Uh-huh.
And dedicating yourself to helping others.
Yeah. I love how he says it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about doing things that match your values and finding your purpose.
It's about discovering yourself
Yeah.
and getting out of your comfort zone
Right.
so that you can really grow.
And remember all those articles on rockingultra.com about mindfulness and mental training.
Oh, yeah.
That's where this comes in.
Right.
It's about being strong enough mentally
To
handle challenges.
get through the tough times.
Yeah. And he doesn't pretend it's easy.
Right.
He talks about the pain, the exhaustion, the doubt he felt. But he kept going
Yeah, he didn't give up.
because he was committed to his goals.
And he believed in himself.
That's what makes his stories so inspiring.
It is, and it's something we can all relate to.
Right? Doesn't matter if you're an athlete or not.
Anyone can connect with that.
It shows us that it's okay to struggle.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel vulnerable sometimes.
What matters is that you don't give up.
You just keep moving forward.
One step at a time.
And we can't forget about his podcast, the Rich Roll podcast.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
He has so many different guests on the show. Athletes, health experts, authors, entrepreneurs, spiritual teachers.
It's amazing.
You can find so many insights on there.
About personal growth, well-being.
Yeah. But living a more meaningful life.
It shows how curious he is.
Yeah.
And his desire to explore all these different aspects of human potential.
And don't forget, if you want to learn more about ultra running and plant-based living,
yeah, rockingultra.com is the place to go.
they have articles for everyone.
Tons of info about plant-based eating, training tips, race reviews.
And a great community.
Yeah, people who are passionate about being healthy and active.
It's a good place to connect with people.
And share your experiences.
Yeah.
Get support on your own journey.
So let's talk about those incredible things Rich Roll accomplished.
Okay, like the Ultraman and the Epic 5.
Yeah, most people would think those are impossible.
They are pretty unbelievable.
What do you think the main takeaway is for our listeners?
Especially those who might be intimidated by their own goals.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is that we all have limits.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, we're the ones setting those limits.
Okay.
Rich Roll shows us that we can push past those boundaries. We can change what we think is possible.
It's about believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Even when it seems crazy.
You have to embrace that change.
Yeah.
Step outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
And just go for it, even when it's hard.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Rich Roll,
Yeah, inspired by all the great stuff on rockingultra.com.
we'll leave you with this question. What's your ultra?
What goal seems impossible to you right now?
What change are you ready to make?
The answers are inside you.
Rich Roll's story shows us that the only limits we have are the ones we put on ourselves.
So get out there and explore what you're capable of.
Push your boundaries.
Yeah.
And create the life you want.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
We'll be back soon with more deep dives into interesting topics.
But until then,
keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for a life that is both meaningful and extraordinary.